Afternoon. Ascension Parish, March 11th, Planning and Zoning Commission is now in session. Please all rise as we say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call for the record. Note that all commissioners, with the exception of Mr. Sanjay, are present. Staff introduction, please.
Stacy Webb, Secretary for Planning and Development.
Lindsay Manda, Legal Counsel for Planning and Zoning.
Ricky Compton, Planning and Development Director.
Ben Moran, Planner.
Lance Brock, Zoning Official.
Rhonda Bro, Engineering.
Okay. Before we get started, this is probably best when it's time for the minutes of the meeting. I do have one comment on that. Okay. Before we make a motion for the meetings, I'd like to clear up something. Comments that I made last time, this would be section 5, Chairman's comments. For clarity, what I was saying is that at the last comment, and of course for those developing, hoping that what you're saying, basically what you're saying is in accordance with Unified Land Code. In essence, that's all I was saying. That it looks a little convoluted, and I'm not certain for the record that someone would understand.
So you want to change that?
I would like to change that for the record, please.
So what's your proposed?
Proposed language, and of course for those developing, hoping that what you're saying is in support of the Ascension Parish Unified Land Code.
So I'll move to change that in the minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
I abstained because I was absent from the previous meeting.
Right. And I'll move to accept the minutes as revised.
I second
That's
that.
the only change, Jack?
That is the only change.
I second Mr. Chafisi's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So noted. Minutes from the previous meeting were accepted.
Madam Secretary, please note my abstention from approving the minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Consent agenda. Affidavit of mortgage and declaration. Vinewood subdivision.
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
And I'll second. We don't have to go through it in detail on the consent agenda, unless anybody wants to pull something off.
No one has anything? It's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
No opposition? Opposition? So noted. C, affidavit of mortgage declaration.
No, we can.
No, we
That's
we
part of
approved
That's
that.
for both of them?
Yep.
We just go to 9.
Oh, for the whole consent
For
agenda.
all of the affidavit of mortgage declaration, okay. Howard K. Moore Properties.
James Fowler, representing Earls and Associates, Ms. Shannon Moore and Trent Cannon on the following family partition. I don't believe any comments were made. We're asking the commission for approval.
Staff?
No comments on it other than that it is using an existing private servitude of passage, so all of the current users of that will have to sign the plat to agree to it, and there's space for all their names on here already.
This requires a public hearing.
Any comments from the commissioners? This time, I'd like to open the floor for a public hearing. Any comments? This time, let's close the floor for public hearing. No comment from commissioners? Can I get a motion, please?
Yeah, I'll move for approval contingent upon the lot owner signing signing for permission to use the private servitude for access.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we move forward, I guess in the family petitions, I needed to ask a question. Let's assume that all of these that are before us today meets with 17-4026, Section B. I'm going to assume it meets with all of those suggestions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's proceed. Ernest Arsenault.
Representing Bentley Sheets on the following family partition. I don't think any comments were made. We're asking the commission for approval. We will be getting the other owner as well to sign the plat and getting a servitude of passage, what is it called? A perpetual servitude of ingress and egress signed as well.
Any comments from staff?
No, sir, other than with that servitude agreement being signed, everything else is okay. We recommend approval.
At this time, we need to open the floor for public hearing. Any comments? At this time, let's close the floor to public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I move for acceptance with the staff recommendations being met by the petitioner.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
No opposition, so noted.
Thank you.
Keystone of Galvez. I need to ask a question. Do I need to recuse myself from this one? My daughter lived in that subdivision.
No, you should not need to recuse yourself.
My name is Derek Murphy of Quality Engineering and Surveying, representing Keystone of Galvez LLC. We're here tonight for the sixth filing of Keystone, asking you for approval of the final plat. The construction is finished, the utilities are installed, and the punch list items have been completed, and we just ask tonight for your final approval.
Staff, any comments?
As usual, a lot's changed since this was published and today, so everything in the staff review comments on here has been taken care of. I received a letter from engineering saying that they're good with going ahead and signing the final plat. The only thing, the maintenance bond will have to be recorded first, and that's the last thing. The check's been submitted.
What's the comment about receipt of the traffic impact fee?
With the Keystone 6 filing is part of the PUD.
Yeah.
As part of the PUD, anything above 749 lots within the development of Keystone has a traffic impact fee assessed to it, instead of doing off-site traffic improvements in order. So it's a $600 fee. In this particular case, we had to pay, I think seven lots was over the 749 lots.
Okay.
And that has been paid.
All right, thanks.
No further comments? At this time, we open the floor for public hearing. No comments. At this time, we'd like to close the floor to public hearing. Can I get a motion?
Move for approval.
Is there a motion?
I'll second.
Is there a motion and second? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
So noted, unanimous.
Thank you.
Staff report?
We don't have anything at this time.
Mr. Chair, wonder if I could ask Ricky for something. We've made a lot of changes to the way things are planned and requirements of the developers, and when we were talking about that, several of the developers came up and said, no one will ever move here because the requirements are too strenuous now. Nobody wants this. I was wondering if perhaps the next meeting, you'd come back and say, here are the trends that are going on with developers wanting to come in, lots are being sold. Here's the next thing we're going to look at to make even more improvements. Just a kind of a state of the union from the staff, if I could request that.
Very good suggestion.
We will be happy to prepare a brief little presentation. Ben and I had talked about this last year, and I think that it is time. I think State of the Union is a great sort of analogy. I can tell you that since October 3rd, 2013, which is when we passed the major subdivision guidelines, we have approved 613 lots in new subdivisions. I'd like to do a quick little presentation on the pattern of that development, what the implications of our guidelines, our new major subdivision guidelines have been on those subdivisions, and then start the conversation moving forward as to, are we getting what we thought we were going to get, or do we need to continue to massage that code to get better subdivisions? Because I think ultimately that's what we're all here trying to do, is make our community a better place to live. So we'll be happy to do that.
Right. Yeah, I think we'd like to see the implications of what we changed I suspect it hasn't slowed down development, but I know it's changed the way we do some things. So it'd be great to see that.
Any further comments? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Is there no engineering staff report?
I'm engineering. No report.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move to adjourn.
I second that motion.
Adjourn.
Do zoning in a few minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes.
He loves you.
14.